Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Let's Play City Skylines Unmodded series. This is the River Run map and we're playing on Nezodam City. Go over what we did last time. So last time we played with the interchange. Brand new interchange is a little bit better because we aren't so close to the main interchange, which was part of the map, the second tile. And then what we did was extend the bottom half of the first tile to reach the second with an underground tunnel or underground avenue, and we added a few roundabouts to help with the traffic flow. As you can see, we also zoned enough of this area to have another milestone, which is the big city. So we unlocked the ability to do crematoriums, where we have death care that's up to the brim. Most of our graveyards are full to capacity, so we're gonna fix it up a little bit. So without further ado, let's begin. I forgot to mention in my intro that it's the 4th of July today. This is pre-recorded footage. So trying to think about the future and what day it is. I realized the file name is July 4th. So I was like, oops, I meant to do something special for today. But I guess I just started recording a couple days ago. Anyway, I didn't like how this thing looked. It has a few bumps in there, so I was trying to figure out how to use the terrain tool a bit better to make it more smooth. And this area is supposed to be an off-ramp to the highway. There is a part later in this video where I am struggling with traffic, and I believe it's because I was depending on offloading the traffic on this large 6-lane road, which became a mistake. But we'll see. Right now I'm just trying to make things look good. The terrain tool. So softening the edges, you use the softening tool. Obviously, I like using that to make the terrain look more organic. And then I use the elevation tool to make the slopes a little bit better. So starting from the top, highest point, up to the bottom. So a lot of the roads that I've driven through in California, or during my cross-country drive, some of the farmland areas, I noticed their off-ramps and on-ramps had these rails that had been sanctioned off to prevent their livestock from crossing the highway. So I wanted to mimic that effect, even though there's not going to be any animals down this way. It can never be too safe. Here we're doing some more beautification. So I'm gradually sloping this. This is the advanced water treatment plant we unlocked. It handles 160,000 liters of water, something like that, cubic meters of water. So I was trying to position it on the other side, the incineration plants. It's a lot of pollution, but it's gonna return cleaner water in the meantime. I guess I could delete those power lines, but I didn't notice it at the time of the build. And on the right hand side, that's the post office station. It is pretty exciting. We just placed down our, we call it crematoriums. We're going to offload the dead bodies. I know it sounds kind of morbid that we're trying to get rid of these graveyards. They do a good service for the, as far as game mechanics go. They make your citizens happy knowing that you care about death care, but I need to empty some of these just because there's way too many, and I'm probably gonna leave one or two graveyards just because of these what do you call it? I just said it. These crematoriums. These things can only handle like I think 165, and I don't know what the rate is for how long it takes for them to cremate the bodies, but I can imagine them easily being overrun if there's a massive death wave or anything like that. So make sure there's a contingency plan. That's what I'm trying to do. I don't know if industrial or polluted areas need pathways. I can't imagine someone trying to go outside with smog. But there is a dog park, so maybe. But I wouldn't walk around this area unless you were working there. Very polluted. Okay, in this episode, so it is Independence Day. We'll do something that's pretty American, which I don't know, when I went to class for American literature or had American history, we always, when you think of America, you think railroads, white picket fences, things of that nature. So, for this Independence Day, well, we were always planning to do a cargo train station, so I'm gonna do that in this episode. But first, we gotta clean all these trees. I'm gonna leave you with a nice, relaxing time lapse with some music. By the way, all the music, somebody asked me what song plays in the background. It's always random. These are from the YouTube audio library, which is free. So if you have a YouTube account, go to your YouTube studio, Creator Studio, and click on Audio Library. Those are all the free songs that you could put in your videos. I usually download them and load them on Premiere Pro. So as you can see, don't use mods. If you're playing on a console, you're gonna have to do this and you delete trees. The reason why people delete trees is because each individual tree counts as an asset, even though you put a road up on top of it. And each object that's being tracked causes some sort of process thing or a resource thing. So the less you have on screen, the better. There's putting guides of 140 or the measurement's 1.8, I think. It's for 4 tiles, 4 or 5 tiles. And making an organic shape. I'm gonna put some industrial here, right next to a cargo train station, because I believe cargo train stations help with the leveling of industrial sector. So we'll do that, and we'll eventually link the highway to this. But it has the direct access to the highway. So I was playing this feed over, and I noticed I had no idea what the measurement is to get the train station exactly where it needed to go. The passenger rail station is a little bit easier because it is aligned with the road. I ended up just guessing where to put this. It might end up being the case that it always has to stick out. I'm not sure. So hopefully, if you have any idea of how to place this, please leave a comment. I could use your assistance. So I was thinking, so I placed the cargo train station, but I wanted to think about the passenger train station, and I ended up not going ahead with it. This is how it looks. There's no trains coming yet. I'm not sure how to trigger the train to come in. I believe after I put something here, or I started zoning it, it started picking up. Probably gonna put a bunch of services here until that starts happening, until trains start coming. So I'm linking the 6-lane road with this underground tunnel, which links back to the railway section or district. I don't believe I make this into a district, but I think I probably should. I'm not entirely sure I like this design. I might curve this thing back in on itself, or to follow the railway. It kind of looks a little weird having it off to the side like that, hugging the edge of the map. This is a simple highway or on-ramp and off-ramp that I made like probably earlier in in my earlier episodes. This is useful for lower traffic, but you'll see as the railway station starts being used that it becomes congested. So I think it all has to do because this is the only road that goes to the highway. Yeah, that goes to that what once was the Spaghetti and Nessie interchange. That goes to the highway, and it's all the way up at the end of that 6-lane avenue. We'll have to make one closer interchange. So Yay, interchanges. Next episode. So, since none of the electricity is passing through this area, decided to put a little windmill in there. There's some noise pollution that comes with a windmill, but in that general area, I think it's okay. I won't be zoning past those lines of the railways. We're waiting for a train to see if it will come. I think it's gonna come. Not until I zone. That big square in the center is the warehouse, and I set it to collect goods. That way the goods can, or the commercial zones, if they need any goods, they'll have a storage of it and just come to that area. But I think by doing that, it's going to cause a lot of traffic. So I need to dedicate traffic to the highway and to the commercial areas. Let's see. Okay, some of the depth here is emptying out, so we're just deleting a bunch. What we're doing now is putting the fire tower. I don't have a helicopter pad for the healthcare, but I'm eventually planning on doing one. This fire tower thing has a huge radius. It's for being spot forest fires, things like that. So I decided to put one in there. It has a wide area effect, so it'll make people happy, and it counts as a service, so I put that there. Here's where I really start analyzing the traffic. I notice they have to go all the way up in order to get to the other side of the off-ramp. So I put a little road down there so they can have a little shortcut. Hopefully this doesn't cause too much congestion. But right now I'm observing the road. Nothing's using that side yet. Takes a while for my theater to... Oh, there we go. We got a green truck going through. Cool, it's working. We got another one. Not bad. See, normally they would have to go all the way up to that section and make a left and then go down. Now they got a shortcut. Seem to have a lot of traffic, so it's starting to build up. It might be attributed to the cargo or the warehouse that I put down there. We'll solve it soon. So here's laying down the pipes. Sometimes that little trick that I have for evenly spacing the pipes doesn't always work, so I'm following the road this time around. Not too bad. See, some of the trains got congested. Got a lot of trucks, commercial and industrial trucks going through this area. And it might have been a big mistake doing this thing down there. But of course, they're all trying to go to the highway after they get their goods. So yeah, I'll need to make an interchange somewhere that's close. This is supposed to be the wideband district, but now, well, it still looks like a Y. X and Y band. Yeah, this is a lot of traffic. This is not good. Traffic's not doing too well. A lot of red there, here and there. We were at 90%, but now we're lowering down. I'm going to add more of the crematoriums. I want to free up some space. So basically, you don't really need to have graveyards. You can just add crematoriums. But in real life, you kind of want to give people the option of how they want to honor their dead. So I will have at least one graveyard in an area and a couple crematoriums around, and periodically empty those out. There we go. So a lot of the space is going to be freed up. I space out the parks. I believe they were a little too close together, so I'm going to put one on opposite ends of the area. This is a very densely populated little section. I want to make sure it has a lot of coverage for leisure. So I enabled the day-night cycle, so we will be able to see the city, how it looks like at night. We're gonna do a time lapse here. What the city looks like at night. Looks pretty nice. Been a while since I played this in the nighttime. It's definitely a different view of the city. Cars seem to be moving a bit more. The darkening effect, it feels like it's slowing down a bit. Or I could just be having a lot of traffic. That's a lot of commercial trucks. They're probably all getting their goods from that warehouse. I may need to disable that for the time being. So I need to correct some of these things here. Got some power issues, so let's boost it up 90%. Pretty soon I'll need another alternative green power. The solar updraft towers are pretty nice. It's got like 240 megawatts. And then cleaning up some of the graveyards, empty ones. Still a couple more. So I'm completing the Y of the X, Y, and Y, X and Y band district, connecting the road to make it look more better. It's a little bit wonky. It's not too bad right now. And there's the traffic that I feared. Our city is definitely full of traffic everywhere. I'm trying to look at designs of my interchanges. So the top isn't that bad. I think it's because it has lower density. But here, this isn't good. That's gridlock traffic. We're still at 80% and it's going down, but yeah, we'll have to fix that. I think if I put an interchange that's closer to that railway and warehouse area, it'll look good. For now, this is pretty bad traffic. Made a mistake. How do we Control Z? I'm just kidding. And there's a long line right there. Wow, that's bad. I've been through traffic that's in real life that's worse than this. This is not a good thing to see in your city. So the trains were congested a bit ago, so I added these little one-way roads that helps with the flow of traffic a little bit. I'm going to look at the train station a little bit, see the behavior of these roads. There's still a lot of traffic, and it's concentrated around the warehouse and where they pick up the goods from the train station. I'll have to study this a little bit more. It's not optimized. Definitely something I need to fix. So I made these hot dog about's earlier in my previous, in the early stages of the game. These things were good with traffic because it spaced out the traffic circle a little bit more. Allowed people to make turns. So I think that's what I did for this area. Just a lot of traffic. I'm not used to seeing this much traffic in my city. I made so many interchanges. It's kind of weird seeing it like this. We'll fix it in the next episode. I really believe that a new interchange would help. It because now the trucks aren't just going in one area. This is our elusive hot dog about. Sort of better than the roundabout, but it's still kind of slow. I kind of don't like how it's not evenly spaced, so I might turn it back to a roundabout. But I'm definitely going to fix this with the interchange at the bottom. That way there's not a lot of traffic. Oh, I wanted to ask you guys, what is a priority road? I guess I could Google it. It's probably a way to designate the main road that a car would prefer if it were to choose different paths. Kind of like on the GPS when it says to avoid all tolls and things like that. It's gonna prefer all 6-lane roads or something like that. I'm not sure, I'll probably research it. Yeah, if you have any idea what a priority road is, please leave a comment below. Anyway, that's all the time that we have. Do you like what you have seen? Please consider subscribing to the channel. I am active on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, where I alert you of the next possible stuff. I do also post on Reddit, but if you haven't seen that, I usually link it on my Twitter. So I have a Discord. Anyway, I hope you guys have a safe and wonderful holiday, Independence Day. Take care, guys. This is John Nezodam signing out. Like, follow, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in 3 days. You could also ding that bell. Take care, guys. Remember, you're essential.